Hey guys, Jeff here with the Common Sense Camper. I'm out here just doing just kind of a little scouting trip. Please excuse the freeway in the background, but the area I decided to hike through today, it's Alum Creek State Park, and this area, even though it's close to one of the state routes, actually seems to be the less traveled one. In fact, the only other prints I see up here seem to be coyote prints, and they're probably a day or two old. It looks like he was trying to get down to the lake there to get some fresh water. But after doing my Corona Laplander sheath review, I had several of you guys email me and ask me to show what is my belt kit, what is that whole thing made up of. So I thought I'd share that with you today. The first thing I carry with me, now this would not be an overnighter, especially out in this weather right now, although it's gorgeous today. Last couple of days it's been like 10 degrees, 5 below, and today it's about 42, and it's just perfect weather. So this is what I would carry on my shoulder, and this is just a cheap Rothko bag. I think these are like 12 bucks, something like that. And I put a wax canvas treatment on it. I have submerged this in water at my house, and with the exception of this area, of course, it's completely waterproof. So that's really it. I just carry my water bottle in there. Now I've been collecting, I got lucky, I found a standing dead pine, so I'm gonna process that and make that into some char cloth or char tinder. And I just keep my cup, my GSI cup in there, and then I just have a bottle of water. So that's really all I keep in here. I might put my phone in there, maybe a snack or something in that bag. It just seems to be the right size for one of these smaller hikes where I'm just going out for, 5-6 hours. So on the belt, I'm taking this off so you can actually see the belt kit. So on the belt kit, hopefully I don't lose the camera, what I have is, I don't know if you can see that, I'm fighting the sun here, so I'm kind of looking into the glare. But this is another Rothko. This is what they call their 2-pocket belt pouch, and that's what I use. Again, I put a wax treatment on it so that it's water. I want to say water resistant because these really aren't waterproof bags. But I've been in some pretty heavy downpours with this bag on, and I have not had any water get into it. So since I'm standing up, it might be a little hard for me to go through everything in my kit, so I apologize. Maybe I'll do a tabletop of this, a little more detail. But there's my fire starting kit that has char cloth. It has a lighter that I've wrapped in a ranger band so it's waterproof, some jute twine, and then some little pieces of fat wood. I would also, I use my last one, I usually keep a cotton ball or two with petroleum jelly mixed in there. I usually keep that in there as well. And then in the larger pouch in the back, I have, I call that the junk drawer. That's kind of all my miscellaneous items that I keep, and it's going to be kind of hard for you to see it without me dumping it all out. But I've got Advil, lip balm, I have a small cork in there in case I need to make a fish hook out of one of my sewing needles. I have a couple band-aids, and one little trick I'll give you to keep your needles organized: just take a drinking straw, take a pair of pliers or your multi-tool, crimp the end of it, and then just take a lighter and melt it. And then what I did here is just made a little piece of duct tape, kind of like a flap, and I lift that up, and then I can get to, there's about 5 needles in there, and there's 2 really good sized sail needles in there. So that's a neat little trick you can use. Another thing that I like to keep, and I use these a lot, I actually have 2 of them in here, that's just a what I call a blanket pen, and it's a heavy-duty blanket pen. You can get 2 of these things for $1 at any craft shop, and I use that when I'm out overnight and I want to put my wool blanket on and use it more as a coat. I can pin it together with that, and there's a million other uses for that little kit, or those little those needles. The only reason I use those is blanket pens, the real ones, the real nice ones. Those are pretty expensive. So I have that in there. I'm always looking for something to eat, so I'm going to have a spork in there as well. Just some different cordage, some 36 bank line, paracord, and that's just wrapped around a rewards card, for an old gas rewards card. If you notch the end out about 1 inch on each side, you can wrap it up nice and tight, and it's not going to go anywhere. Then I have 2 pieces of Ranger band wrapped around that as well. I have my Burt's Bees hand salve, and basically what I like about this is in a pinch, and although I don't recommend you using it this way all the time, but in a pinch you could use it for chapped lips. It tastes really nasty, but that's for a lot of times I get these really bad things on my fingers from the cold where they actually split out and bleed, and this seems to work really well. The other thing that I use this for, this is an excellent lube for your blades, for your knives, and I use this on all my carbon blades, and it works really well. And I have that. It's just a small compass, emergency whistle, has a magnifying glass and a thermometer in there, and right now it's actually reading 50 degrees, so it's pretty nice out today. Then I have a compass, and there's a couple other things in here. It'll be hard for me to dig out, but I have a compass in there with a mirror, with the sighting mirror, and there's a couple things you can use for that. One, a signaling device, and number 2, if you get something in your eye or even a stray hair in your nose could ruin a really good camping outing, you can use that mirror. You'd be surprised how many times you go out in the woods and you're like, man, if I just had a mirror, I could see what the heck's going on. And then I have a multi-tool in there as well. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it for that pouch, and that's what I keep in there. And then I have my knife, and if you're new and you're just getting into bushcrafting, you're gonna find that you go through an evolution of outdoorsmanship, or woodsmanship, if you will. And I used to carry a Mora. I used to have a BK-16, and I saw this on the Pathfinder store, and I thought, man, because I kept telling myself for the last 20 years, if someone just made a butcher knife or like a French trade knife as a survival knife, I would be all over it. And that's really what that is. Excellent knife. There's plenty of reviews on this, so I'm not going to go into it, but trust me, that is my #1 knife. It is by my side at all times. Now, what I did, just so I don't cry if I were to lose this, I put a slip knot of paracord on here. Now, it doesn't keep it from coming out, but it stops it from falling out. So I keep that on there. And then, of course, my good old Laplander. And I always carry this. A lot of guys will throw this in their pack and not really use it when they're going out on just a little scout like I'm doing now. But I just use this to cut that pine up so that I can make some fat wood out of it, char it. So this is what I take when I go out. Again, I'm going to be out here for a few more hours enjoying the view, see if I can see some nature, might see some deer. And my main purpose out here was I wanted to find some chert or flint so that I could have those with me. But with the snow falling that's come down, and the fact that I really don't want to climb down a steep cliff where all the rocks are with all the snow, I'm probably going to forgo that today. But nonetheless, it's a great day out. I'm getting some exercise, and I'm fortunate enough to share this information with you. So this is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out.